Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the third and final review of the week for Mr. Doctor Who Fan 13. Okay, so, on Monday, Monday, we reviewed Revisitations 1. Thursday, we reviewed Revisitations 2. And today, Friday, I present to you the final Revisitations trilogy box set. Revisitations 3, starring William Hartnell, Patrick Troughton, John Pertwee and Tom Baker. Okay, so, yes, this is Revisitations 3, the final box set of the Revisitations trilogy. There could be a Revisitations 4 this year, but to be honest, I actually think they stopped at Revisitations 3, because Revisitations box sets usually come out like earlier during the year, and Revisitations 4 is not out yet, if there is going to be one. So I think they've stopped there, and they're just releasing, singles on special editions. So, anyway, it's going to start out with the box art. Same as Revisitations 1 and 2, only it's got 3 in the middle, and it's purple this time. So yeah, again, not really much. It has the Tomb of the Cybermen, the 3 Doctors and the Robots of Death. And it says the same thing there as it did with Visitations 1 and 2. Go see my Visitations 2 review if you want to know what it says. If not, you can read it there. Pause the video. Okay. Right, so it's 5 discs, which is the shortest disc limit out of the 3. Like, Revisitations box sets, they're just getting, shorter with the discs. I mean, let's see, Revisitations 1 had 7. Revisitations 2 had 6, and Revisitations 3 has 5. So, I'm not seeing a pattern there. Anyway, it's PG. Side spine, you've got the usual stuff. And other side, you've got the same thing. Got your DVDs there. And on the bottom, you've got the usual crap that no one cares about. On the top, again, like the other 2 box sets, you just got Doctor Who. You haven't got Revisitations 3 there, so yeah. If you want to know my thoughts on the box art, then there's no point in me explaining it in this review, because I've already explained it in my review of Revisitations 1. So go and see that if you want to know my opinion on the box art, and you don't yet. So yes. Anyway, I'm gonna pull out the main meat, of course. Again. There we go. Right. So there we are. The main meat of Revisitations 3. We're gonna start out, of course, with the earliest of the trilogy. The earliest so far fully recovered Patrick Troughton story. The Doctor Who, The Tomb of the Cybermen special edition starring Patrick Troughton. So yes. So, once again, like with the Revisitations 1 and 2 box sets, as you can see, the box art on this is miles better than the original release. In the original release, I believe you just had either, was it a Cyberman or a Cyber Controller? I think it was a Cyber Controller. If not, it was a Cyberman. But here, you've got the Cyberman up there, 2 Cybermen down here, and the Doctor in the middle with Cybermats. So that's brilliant. That is just a vast improvement over the original box art. It's 2 discs here. It's PG and it's from the Patrick Troughton years, 1966 through 69. Spine, you've got the usual stuff again. Doctor Who, the Cybermen, blah blah blah. On the back, you have nice pictures. That's the original box art there. Blah blah blah. Doctor Who, Tomb of the Cybermen by Jerry Davis and Kit Pedler, starring Patrick Troughton. For centuries, the disappearance of the Cybermen from the universe has been a mystery. The Doctor, Jamie and Victoria arrive on Telos, the cyber homeworld, just as an Earth expedition uncovers the entrance to a long-lost control centre filled with baffling technology. With the Doctor's help, the archaeological party discover the last of the Cybermen, frozen and entombed in a vast underground cavern. But by entering the tombs, the humans have sprung a fiendish trap all around them. The Cybermen begin to rise from the dead. So, yes. Right, so that's, right, so that's, of course, is the, summary of the story. You got your special features here. The story was originally broadcast on BBC One between 2nd and 23rd of September 1967. Produced by Peter Bryan, directed by Maurice Barry. You're a genius, because the story wasn't very well directed. Blah blah blah. You got all the usual crap no one cares about there. And inside, again, it's 2 discs. That's absolutely brilliant. So yes. Again, you got your usual booklet thing. You got summary, scene selection, lots of special features, blah blah blah. You got disc 1 here, which is the Doctor and 2 Cybermen, of course, sides. And disc 2, you've just got the regular Cyberman there. So yes. Alright, now for my opinion on the Tomb of the Cybermen. This is the classic everyone says it is, Doctor Who Tomb of the Cybermen. It is an absolutely brilliant story. One of Patrick Troughton's finest, no doubt. I mean, seriously. There's also a classic quote in here as well. The one where he says, "Our lives are different to anybody else's, blah blah blah." I really should not have to say much about this. If you're a Doctor Who fan and you have not seen this, why? Get this now. Well, don't get it. Watch it at least if it's on YouTube, if you don't have it. Absolutely brilliant. It's a must-have for any Doctor Who fan, sir. Already I'd recommend Revisitations 3 just for this, because it has more special features, but if you're not bothered about the other 2 stories, well, go over to the standard edition, I'm not stopping you. But I shouldn't be saying that until the end. Alright, so, you've taken a look at the Tomb of the Cybermen. Now we're going to take a look at the second story of the set. The 3 Doctors, starring William Hartnell, starring John Pertwee, Patrick Troughton, and William Hartnell. So, yes. On the box art, as you can see, it's much better. I actually used to have the standard edition of this, but again, I gave it to one of my best mates, because I was getting Revisitations 3 for Christmas. The original box art just had the 3 Doctors, but this one, you've got them all like in their own individual, thingy. You've got the first Doctor in the middle here, and they're all like sort of separated with those lines. Then you've got the second Doctor and the third Doctor, and you've got the thingies there, the creatures, I've forgotten what they're called. You've got Omega there. It's 2 discs. It's from the John Pertwee years, 1970 through 74. Straight PG. This is a much better box art. I mean, absolutely brilliant. Something that all the Revisitations box setters have managed to do, improve the box art. Back, you've got more nice pictures. Really nice pictures. Alright, so Doctor Who, The 3 Doctors by Bob Baker and Dave Martin. Sorry, just had to do something there. Anyway, starring John Pertwee, Patrick Troughton, and William Hartnell. The Time Lords are in a crisis. A powerful force is draining their energy into a mysterious black hole, and they must recruit the Doctor to save them. But one Doctor isn't enough for this mission. All 3 of the Doctor's incarnations, aided by Joe Grant and Unit, must face the wrath of Omega, a fallen Time Lord trapped for millennia in a universe of antimatter. Driven mad by his exile, Omega now has just one thing on his mind: revenge. Alright, so anyway, you got special features here. This story was originally broadcast on BBC One between 30th December 1972 and 20th of January 1973. Something like that. Produced by Barry Letts, directed by Lenny Main, and blah blah blah. Right, So inside, again, you've got the usual stuff. It's 2 discs long. It's 2 discs because it says there. Not sure if I mentioned that. It's 2 discs. So anyway, you've got your booklet again, summary, scene selection, special features. Sorry, that was delayed. Disc 1, which has all 3 doctors on there. Disc 2, which has Omega. So yes. Alright. So, now my opinion on the story itself. The 3 doctors. It's well, let's start out with this. If there's one word that describes it, is overrated. A lot of people praise this story mostly because it brings back the first 2 doctors. And also because, you know, it introduces Omega, which was a fantastic villain. We've got some fantastic stuff here. Brilliant villain, Omega. Return of William Hartnell and Patrick Troughton. All to celebrate the 10th anniversary of Doctor Who. But the thing that lets us down is a bunch of very, very boring scenes. Like, I don't know why, it's just because I hate the fact that this is dull. I mean, the 3 doctors have so much potential, but it's ruined by loads of dull, boring dialogue. Which, it really adds humour, like, the scenes where the 2nd and 3rd doctors, Patrick Troughton and John Pertwee, argue with each other is absolutely hilarious. And also another thing, though, about this story is that William Hartnell doesn't really do much, but it's understandable, I guess, because, well, he had bad health at the time, and this was like 2 years before his death. But still, I don't get why. I find this story overrated. I mean, it's got great potential, great villain, great doctors, great performances overall, but it's just that people praise this story too much. I don't see why. So, there we go. Send that up. And finally, in this set, we have the Tom Baker story, the 1-discer, The Robots of Death, starring Tom Baker. Alright, so, as you know, the box art to The Robots of Death, like the box art from Spearhead from Space Standard Edition, the box art to the Standard Edition of The Robots of Death was absolutely terrible. I mean, it just had a robot in the middle, like, what? But again, once again, they've done it. They've done it again. As you can see here, the box art is so much better. You've got the 4th Doctor. You've got you've got the Doctor here. You've got the Doctor. You've got Leela. You've got that guy. I've forgotten his name. You've got the robots here. It's absolutely great. Just so much better than the original Standard Edition box art. So yeah. Straight PG, and it's from the Tom Baker years, 1974 through 81. Spine again. You've got the usual stuff. More nice pictures on the back, though. Doctor Who, The Robots of Death by Chris Boucher, starring Tom Baker. The TARDIS carrying the Doctor and his new companion, Leela, arrives aboard a huge sand miner on a deserted world. The small human crew rely almost entirely on robots carrying out their every task, and whim while they mine the planet's rich minerals. Suddenly, one by one, all members of the team start to disappear. The time travelers discovered that someone or something is murdering the sand miner crew. But of course, nobody believes it could possibly be the robots. Of course, the title and the description and the summary on the back does give away spoilers, so I would... so it's kind of ruined the episode already. But, yeah. So, anyway, you got your list of special features there again. The story was originally broadcast on BBC One between 29th of January and 19th of February 1977. Produced by Philip Hinchcliffe, directed by Michael E. Bryant. So, yeah. Inside, again, you got the usual stuff. You got, a booklet with a summary, scene selections, special features, and unfortunately only one disc. It's a special edition, why can't I have more than one disc? That's a question I asked for the special edition of Spear from Space as well. But, allow me to give my opinion now on the Robots of Death. I think this is, just a classic whodunit story. It's a pretty good story. It's not, like, spectacular or anything, but it is one of Tom Baker's finest. It is absolutely brilliant. Not, like, mind-boggling. It's a good watch. Like, if you want to watch a classic whodunit Doctor Who story, this is the one for you. It's absolutely brilliant. I'd recommend it if you wanting to get into the classic series, because it's a great start. But, yeah, so, even if the title and the summary on the back does give the game away, it's still a great watch. You know what's good, what the general idea is, like, no one believes that it's the robots that are killing people, but it obviously is, because we can see it. But it's just so entertaining. I mean, the arguments, the jelly baby scenes, even though I think there's only one in this. Anyway, the arguments, the jelly baby scenes, the conflict, just the huge variety of entertainment that goes on in this is absolutely outstanding. It's really, really great, really well executed, great performances all around. So, yeah, I definitely recommend this story. It's Robots of Death. Alright, so... overall, the Revisitations 3 box set, I would say that it is the best of the Revisitations trilogy. If it wasn't for Revisitations 1. Because Revisitations 1 had two brilliant stories, The Talons of Angchang and The Caves of Androzani, and one disaster, Doctor Who the movie. But Revisitations 2, in my opinion, was the weakest of the three. Because it had, like, two pretty good stories, The Seeds of Death and Carnival Monsters, and one not that good story, Resurrection of the Daleks. But Revisitations 3 is better than Revisitations 2, but the thing is, it's sort of like Revisitations 1, and also the stories in this aren't as good as two of the three stories in this. Well, sorry, let me rephrase that. The stories in this aren't as good as the two of the stories in Revisitations 1. The Tomb of the Cybermen is absolutely brilliant. The Three Doctors is not that good, overrated. And the Robots of Death is pretty good. So, you've got sort of like a mixed bag here. You've got one brilliant, great, classic story. You've got one not that good story. And you've got one pretty good story, so... yeah, so obviously I'd recommend this to any hardcore Doctor Who fans, or big Doctor Who collectors. If you're getting started out on the classic series, you know what, I'd recommend this. What the hell? You might like the Three Doctors, but I recommend this mostly for the Tomb of the Cybermen and the Robots of Death. Start out with either this or Revisitations 1. But if you wanted to, start out on classic only, because I don't count the movies classic, get Revisitations 3. Like, if you want to start with I'd say get Revisitations 3 first, because it has, better stories. Well, it has, like a mixed variety of stories. But for truly brilliant stories for starting out in the classic series, get Revisitations 1 with the exception of Doctor Who the movie. I'd say mostly get Revisitations 1 first for the Talons of Wang Chang and the Caves of Androzani. But Revisitations 3, still better than Revisitations 2 at least. Yeah, it's a great, great box set. I would recommend it. So, that's going to be it for today. This is Mr. Doctor Who Fan 13 saying word out. Join me next week for my, because I don't have any requests at the minute. I'm going to go back to reviewing my, like, Doctor Who DVD box sets that I want, and next week I'm gonna start reviewing my Doctor Who complete series box sets. I have 5 of them. All next week, one every day on each weekday, starting with a complete second series on Monday, then moving on to series 3 on Tuesday, to the 2009 specials on Wednesday, series 5 on Thursday, and series 6 on Friday. So, yes, this is Mr. Doctor Who Fan 13 saying word out.